All right. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Big Rob back in the house, in my house. Let's go. Guys, if this is your first time checking us out, no, we're not streaming at our normal time. Uh, my name is Big Rob. This is Sin City Crypto. And today's live stream is coming to you from my home here in Las Vegas, Nevada. If you have seen our show before, you know that we generally stream in a studio. But today I figure why not just chit chat and have a week roundup. A lot of things happened today, and Bitcoin's mooning. Cardano is straight on a tear right now, along with some other projects as well. So really excited to take a look at some different cryptos. Took a look at some prices. We got some articles, some big news coming out, and also just kind of chat with the crowd or with the chat here. We also have a couple. We had the CES. So if you're not familiar, CES is the Consumer Electronics Show. This is one of the biggest events for Las Vegas. One of our prize conventions, the biggest tech convention in the world. It takes over the entire city, uses our Las Vegas Convention Center, which is one of the biggest in the world as well. A massive, massive convention space. They use that whole area, and they also use the Sands Convention Center, which is the Palazzo Venetian, if you've ever been to Vegas, two very popular hotels, and also in other parts of the city. So this is a place where you can go and see the technology of tomorrow today. You can see a lot of concepts. A lot of things that are there never actually make it to the market, but the things that do make it to the market are technology of tomorrow. So that's always fun. We're going to kind of touch on some of the takeaways from that. And we've had a lot of crypto content creators here in Las Vegas as well for CES. So we got to link up with them. So big shout out to Cassie, also Cassius Cuvée, and Ben Armstrong. We're all here in Las Vegas, so it was a really good time hanging out with them. Now, for the chat here, I do see the chat is filled up. We got 32 people here, 19 likes. If you just showed up, make sure you hit the like button. Support the channel, and if you guys like these little night streams, perhaps we'll give you more of them in the future. Anyways, let's just give a little love to the chat. We got Lucky Thoughts, Vincente, and then pronounce that wrong. I'm terrible at pronouncing, by the way. We also have Kevin B, and then we got Cassius Cuvée in here as well. A big shout out to you as well. That's just dropped him off at the airport. And then we got Cade. We got Crypt Technology. We also got Charlie Mack, Kevin B, Luis Fino, Cito, Jason, Shirley Sound, Tiseju, and Cryptology has signed up for our hodler membership, man. So thank you so much for joining us, supporting our channel. As of right now, we don't take any sponsored content. We don't take any money, so this helps us pay the bills. Not here at my house, but at our studio. And speaking of studio, I'm going to tell you all a little bit something as well here in a minute. We also got, who else we got in here? Sly Raven, Cindy, Bullish Kenny G, Mitch Shaw. We got, and then Jason Mack, Bud Lightyear as well. Thanks so much for checking out with us. Oh, man, where do I start, man? First of all, Bitcoin has been hella boring this last few days. I mean, just a snooze fest. Sitting at 16,800. This has been one of the record lows for volume in Bitcoin's history. And so it's pretty much Bitcoin stablecoin now at this point. So, all jokes aside, we did have a big rally. So taking a quick peek at the charts here, we got, let me see if this overlay, oh yeah, there we go, there's me. And so taking a look at the charts here, we got Bitcoin coming in at 17,200. Taking a quick peek at the Bitcoin chart, let's take a look here, get rid of my face. All right, so as you can see here, a ton of, a good uptick in the volume as well. As you can see here, the volume is the white bars here at the bottom. And we went as high as 17,234. So we're kind of in a short-term price discovery. We have cleared the 17K resistance. Hopefully we use this as support. Hopefully this is not short-lived. Just to put it in perspective before you go and FOMO into, just go cray-cray. As here, we went from 16,000 back in about a month ago on December. We shot up to 18K and came right back down. So I'd like to see us clear the 17K and stay above it. We also got some big numbers coming out this week as well. We have the CPI numbers. I think that comes out Wednesday or Thursday, one of the 2 days. But anyways, coming up this week, CPI numbers come out, and then. All right, so and then before I get too far ahead of myself, I do want to give if you're new here, say hello so that way I can drop a hola back at you. We got Armzilla and Kevin B, and also Vicente, I know, and then who else? And well, to those of you in Bud Lightyear, to those of you, hola, welcome to Sin City Crypto. And okay, so now that we've taken a look at Bitcoin, we're going to take a look at the charts here in a minute. But couple takeaways. So you had CES, we had the buddies in town, so a lot of fun there. But today, so me and Cassius, we went out to get some brunch today. For a big shout out to the team there at La Cave. Is an amazing brunch spot. So if you're in Las Vegas, they do hands down one of the best brunches in town, if not in the country. And so we left there, and there was a podcast studio right across from the restaurant. And so there at the studio, we got a tour. And being that we have our own studio here in Sin City, it was kind of cool to see what other creators are doing. So it's Blue Wire Studios, or Blue Wire Podcast. They're one of the largest podcast companies in the world, and so we got to hang out, play around there, and play around with all the shiny equipment that we can't afford. But a lot of fun there. So big shout out to the guys there. It was Yoni, and I think it was Brad. I think it was Brad or Brian. If you're watching, my apologies, but big shout out to you guys. Very hospitable. Also, we got Sup Arts in here as well. Riley Bean, to those of you, hola! Welcome to City Crypto. And if you guys haven't subscribed yet, always support us by subscribing and hitting the like button as well, and chit-chatting it up. Guys, what are you most excited about with this rally? Is there any projects you guys are looking at? Are you excited? Okay, how about this? So let me know if you're excited about any projects. Let me know what you guys are bullish on. And this is going to be a little bit more, I'm going to communicate with the chat a little bit more than we typically do. I normally have my co-host David. If you're watching for the first time, we do have our studio where we have me, and then also our co-host David, producer Rocco, and Kyler as well. So we have a lot of different personalities. So just me today. But yeah, what are you guys most excited about? Me personally, I'm most excited about Cardano. Cardano is on a straight tear right now. I am so happy because I picked up some Cardano at 25 cents. I am sitting pretty good. I put a big ass buy. I'm not going to disclose exactly how much, but there's just no multiple figures in on Cardano, 25 cents. I am feeling really good. I'm not exactly sure what my exit position will be on that, but big fan of this project, sitting at 33 cents at the moment. And then yeah, we got Algorand. Subart says he's really bullish on Algorand. Ben, the Yellow Lab, says Gala. Armzilla says Moonbeam. We also got Cryptodamus. Hola to you, brother. And then Jay Crypto Minded to you as well. Hola! He said, Jay says, most excited about Sam Bankman-Fried being arrested. Man, that is an article or a topic that does not end, ladies and gentlemen. That is something that just keeps going and going. No shortage of Sam Bankman-Fried talk, and the closer we get to his court date without him taking a plea deal, the more and more that topic is going to get juicy, because obviously I think he's going to expose a lot of people, especially in the courtroom. And if he doesn't expose people in the courtroom, he's going to expose people through a plea deal, I'm assuming, as well. And then we'll probably get information from the people that are snitching on him or flipping on him or taking plea deals against him. We also got Magic Internet Money up in here. He says dot. Cade also, Lewinsky or Lusky, to those of you. Ola! I like it that y'all dropping the OLA O-line. I don't have to tell you. There is no H in our OLA here at Sin City Crypto. All right. So, yeah. Now, a couple things. Taking a look at the 24-hour chart here. We got, let's see, who's up massively. Zilliq up 33%. Lido, this has been on a freaking rampage, brother. Look at this. Up 27% on the 24 hours. Up 80% on the week. Absolute tear. I mean, this chart is about as sexy as it comes, man. Taking a look here. Look at this. Look at the 1 month. From $1 to basically $2. And in no time, man, in less than a month. Now, this did bounce off the $2. This is going to be super strong support. I don't know too much about Lido. I know that, they're, big on Ethereum staking. They had some bullish news that we covered earlier this week on Lido as well. So, if you're fans of Lido, put a 1 in the chat. You know what? Actually, you know what? I want to get into the chat, guys. Is this sustained? Let's do this instead of the one for the Lido. If you think this is a sustained rally and that we have cleared the $16,000 mark, perhaps that was the bottom. No longer are we looking back. Put a 1 in the chat. If you're bullish on today's movement and you think it's sustained, put a 1 in the chat. If you think this is a psych out, we ain't going there. Back down. Put a 2 in the chat. I'm actually feeling kind of like a 1 right now, man. I'll be honest with you. I'm feeling kind of like a 1. I'm not even gonna joke. I think that inflation's coming down. I think we're going to get a very favorable print. We'll be under 6%. We'll be under 7% of inflation on the CPI number. I think, we'll come in at 6 point something. Core's going to drop for the first time in a while as well. Lots of 2s, man. Am I the only one that's bullish? Am I the Kevin B sides with me? Bullish Kenny G sides with me. And then Cryptology sides with me. Everybody else is super bearish. You know what? I probably agree. There's, we're obviously going to be in a long-term bear market, but I do think that the bear market's going to stretch out. And I think the bear market is going to last a while, but I think that lasting a while is going to be in that 20K range. I truly believe that. I think we'll be around 20K. I think we'll be between 20 and 25K for a year or so, with periodic dips. I don't know. I honestly don't know if we're going to be under 17K anymore in the future. Would not surprise me in the slightest. I would say I'd probably lean 45% chance we no longer see 16K numbers anymore. 55% chance that we are out of this zone. So now taking a look at kind of where the stock market is, we are kind of flat. We got a little bit of green. This is the opening for tomorrow. Obviously, the stock market is closed today. And what else? Let's get into our first topic. So what happened this weekend? Well, if you've been watching YouTube, if you've into the crypto game, if you've been looking at what all the latest buzz has been about, well, it was no other than CoffeeZilla versus Logan Paul, the showdown of the crypto YouTubers and influencers. Hey, one exposed one, and all of a sudden, Logan Paul said, "Hey, I am going to sue you guys." And so, taking a look here, let me move this down here, get myself out of the way. All right, there we go. All right, so Logan Paul backflips on defamation lawsuit against CoffeeZilla and apologizes. Can you believe it? CoffeeZilla apologizes. Here's the thing that I don't understand. The reason I think he has been in such I think the reason he apologized was because his whole tone to all of this was, well, first of all, tone deaf, right? You know, in response to CoffeeZilla's video that he made, he didn't address sympathy and, hey, we messed up, like, I want to apologize. He just basically was like, CoffeeZilla, you don't know what you're talking about. He's like, you want to, you exposed the people that worked with me, and they were all bad actors, and you didn't do your homework, which didn't really make much sense because Logan Paul is the one that hired him, right? And so Logan Paul kind of missed an opportunity to fess up and be like, hey, man, I messed up. I hired the wrong people. And I think the social media, and I think that media in general just was a little outraged by his response. And so they turned up the pressure. And anyways, CoffeeZilla, he says, Logan called me. He said he's deleting the 2 responses and is dropping the lawsuit threats. I believe he's making a 3rd response, which I'll be delaying my video to include. Hopefully this time he takes accountability and refunds victims of CryptoZoo. That's what matters. Now, I am curious if what he says here, I do think that the next video he'll come out with a sincere apology. I would hope so. What do you guys think? You think Logan Paul is going to actually apologize to his users? Because he hasn't done that yet. And I think like that's the next logical step. But, he's kind of hard-headed. He's not really known for coming out and apologizing, saying he was wrong. So do you guys think that CoffeeZilla or that Logan Paul is going to come out and say, hey, I was sorry, I messed up, that's on me? And if he does, do you also think that he may offer a refund to victims of CryptoZoo? I accidentally pulled up the website, but there you go. And here's actually Logan Paul's response. He said, hey all, just wanted to update you. I deleted my initial response to Coffee's series. It was a rash, misaligned with the true issue at hand, so I called him today and apologized. The war is not with Coffee. In fact, I'm grateful that he brought it to light. I will be taking accountability and apologizing and coming forward with a plan in the near future. Thank you for believing in the project and sticking with me. I know it's been a bumpy, but your support is everything to me, and make it right. So a couple things here. So he is saying that he's going to take accountability and apologize, it seems like, although he really only apologized at Coffee's like, just come out and do it, man. Like, what are you waiting for? Like, why not go ahead and apologize, Like, why do you have to say, I'm going to make a video to apologize? Like, I will be taking accountability and apologizing. Like, just take accountability and apologize now. Like, you don't need to make it a next episode of Hell's Kitchen airing in next Friday. You can just say it now. You don't need to build up the suspense. Just, bro, just fess up to it. Just apologize, man. Oh dang, look at that. That's kind of comical, right? Who did this? Radar, huh? Throw him a little. Oh, well, there we go. That was good. All right. So yeah, what do you guys think here? Let me see what the chat thinks in regards to and like, why are you over here trying to like shame somebody's picture, like stretching it out? Like, it's pretty childish, right? What Logan did here with this photo. So we got Mio1, and then also who else we got in here? Yeah, Mio1 and Neotrofoto. We also got Title Metal Wrecker, Raymond, and to those of you, hola, welcome, Sin City Credo. Yeah. So what do you guys think about this whole Logan Paul thing? And I don't know. Well, I'll kind of circle back to you guys and see what you guys think. I'll read the chat here in a minute. And then also Rob says, what's going on with Cardano? You know what? I just think it was a project that, for the price, just got, into a really good buy zone. I mean, that's kind of where I was at, and I think just that people understand that when the rally comes back, there's a little doubt that Cardano hit $1. I mean, that's kind of how I was looking at it. I'm not a big chart guy, but I'm looking at the price, and I'm like, let me ask the viewer here a question. Let me ask you a question. I'm asking you a question here. Will Cardano hit $1 again? Yes, it will. Unless something breaks from now till when it hits $1, will Cardano hit $1 again? Yeah, I think we all agree. And so picking Cardano up at 25 cents, that's a 4x, bro. And it'll probably hit $1 within the next year and a half. So let's just say you put in 25 grand, right? Say you put $25, 25,000. That's not how much I put in. More than I put in, obviously. But let's just a nice number, 25 grand at 25 cents. When it gets to $1, you're at 100 grand. You put 2,500. Now, none of this is financial advice, so proceed with caution. But you put in 2,500 bucks, you're gonna come out with 10 grand. That's one of the easiest flips ever, right? And all that has to happen is Cardano not fail. That thing's been battle tested. It's got a slow rollout, methodical. It's a lot of people try to FUD it, so I feel like a lot of people try to attack Cardano. Now, yeah, man, it's pretty crazy. All right, and then Darren Hardy says Solana. I was actually talking with Cassius about Solana as well, and let's see here. Where is Solana's price? I think it's such. I'm not very bullish on Solana, man. I think they have some fundamental issues, but from a straight, make money, like making money, like that $9 Solana, like crap, bro. Like I probably should put my money where my mouth is, because I was over here. I'm like, man, this is gonna be such an easy flip. Cardano, okay, Solana's gonna get back to $20 easy, right? And so I was thinking, I'm like, hey man, if I could pick up Solana at sub, say $4, say I get like $3 Solana, that's almost a 10x, man. Coming back if Solana gets up to $20, I mean it's at $16 right now. It was at $9. I think it hit it. I think it wicked down to $8 at one point, man. And I mean, yeah, whatever. It's got issues, man, but I do believe it's gonna make it through the bear market. And there's a ton of people that are Solana homers. Got a very strong community. Wouldn't surprise me to see this back up to $50 or something, man. I think it's got a lot more running room than that, but if you get an opportunity to pick this thing up, I mean, let's see. Like, okay. So it got all the way down to $8.20. Yeah, look at that. It's a nice little 2x right there, man. As much as people want to FUD and hate on Solana, it is a little riskier. So risk comes. You get, you get what I mean, you're taking on risk by getting into it. But I do think I don't think it's gonna fail. I really don't. I think it might lose the race to other layer ones in the future. I don't think it'll get the lion's share of adoption moving forward, because it's had some setbacks and problems and question marks, and some of the big NFT projects are leaving. But definitely some money to be made there, bro. I would wait for a pullback on this though, just because I mean this was the month chart, so it's breaking out a month, highs for the month. Well, I mean, look here, it's at $32. You think it's gonna get back to $32? Yeah, hell yeah, that's another 2x right there. But I think the risk to reward here on Solana, for me, I think it's a little too much risk to hold it in hopes for 2x. I think that short-term kind of flip might have passed. Now, let's see here. All right, let's get into our next article. So, we went over the stock market. You know, let's take a quick peek at what the chat's got to say here. We got let's see, Ilmac, and then Valdez, Radicus, and then Brooke, J Crypto, to all of you, and Cryptodamus. Hola! Welcome to Sin City Crypto. So here's an interesting article I found, and take a peek. Nearly 65% of USDC reserves are held as usury U.S. Treasury bills. So what's this mean? This means that the backing is essentially backed by cash. U.S. Treasury bills is essentially cash, unless you're locking them up for years at a time. You kind of stuck there. But we did interview the lady for Paxos, representative for Paxos, just kind of explaining that they do 90-day treasury bonds, and that they're getting pretty good returns on that as far as interest. And we know that the one-year treasury bond was sitting around 4.75%. Let's take a look. Treasury bond yields. Let's see what pops up. And let's see here. I should have had this pulled up, guys. My apologies. Where's the little chart? Okay, here we go. So the 1 month Treasury bond yield is at 4.2%. So you can hold. So yeah, 4.2%, man. That's pretty damn good, man. 3 month 4.6, 6 month 4.8, the 1 year 4.7. So you can see here that you can lock up your stablecoin backing into a 90-day 3-month treasury and get 4.6%, and you can just straight make a killing on that, bro. And this is, if you ran a stablecoin, you don't need to take risk, right? I mean, think about it. Look, the market cap for USDC is basically $44 billion. If you were to take 5% of that, that would be 2.2 billion would be 5%. So you can make over $2 billion a month just straight locking up your collateral. And so just amazing amount of yields that you can get off of this. Now, we also got Crypto Bro in the house, and yeah. If you guys got any questions as well, please go ahead and put them in the chat. We'd love to go through those. It's gonna be, like I said, this is gonna be a little bit more back and forth. Yeah. So it's crazy, man. So Circle held 43.4 billion in USDZ reserves to back the. So basically, they have full 1-to-1 backing, or at least they claim, and they're using a treasury fund. So, I think between Tether and Circle, I think Circle seems to be like the safer play. Now, next article. Here we go. Sam Bankman-Fried fights for Robinhood shares. Says he needs them more than the FTX customers who only suffer possibility of economic loss. So what he's saying is that people are going to get their money back after all said and done the bankruptcy, and that they're going to get, as he says, possibility of economic loss. So it's only possible scenarios that they're going to lose a little bit of money, but he needs it to pay for his lawyers. You guys think that's straight BS? Yes, right? So FTX co-founder, former CEO Sam Bankman-Fried is trying to regain control of his Robinhood shares that are currently disputed by several parties, including SBF, the new FTX management, which is the CEO that's stepped in, as the CEO just to oversee the bankruptcy, and also BlockFi. So they got promised the Robinhood shares as collateral to a loan that basically they did not get paid back on. So, per the contract, BlockFi should be entitled to those, but obviously those are illegal funds that were used to secure uh, the stock itself. And what does that mean for Robinhood? That's also pretty interesting, right? I mean, Robinhood stock is way down. Let's take a look at Robinhood stock price. So taking a look here. Oh boy. And so looking on the year, Robinhood stock was at $16. It got as high as 55, currently at $8.25. We did see the big interest in Robinhood during the run up. There's a lot of people buying meme coins, Dogecoin to be precise. Also, you had Ethereum and Bitcoin sales shooting up to the moon there. One of the big liquidity providers for the last run up when it came to Bitcoin and Dogecoin as well. So, yeah, I'm wondering what'll happen. Remember, Sam Bankman-Fried, I think, had 5% of all the crypto stock. Like, it's a lot. So that's all gonna get sold. So could that drop the price of Robinhood stocks even more? Possibly, very possible. Now, taking a look in the next article we got here, we have the pace of Huobi withdrawal subsides as USDD sees renewed slide. So Justin Sun is a majority stakeholder in Huobi, and I don't know if he is the majority, but he has a ton of stake into the company. So he sits on the board, and he is makes a lot of decisions for the company. And there's been a lot of questions when it comes to Huobi Global. If you're watching, we did cover. Huobi was asking, it was leaked, that their employees take their salaries in stablecoin and in crypto. And if they did not want to take their crypto, if they didn't want to get their salary paid in crypto, they were threatened to get fired. Now that's a little concerning, right? I mean, yeah, I do think it's a good idea to offer, salaries in crypto, especially if you are in a crypto industry. That may kind of make sense, right? But I think that at the same time there should be an option to that, and it draws a lot of question marks on what is going on behind the scenes if you're forcing your own employees to take stablecoin, or else you lose your job. So we had a ton of sell off. Let's take a quick look at the Huobi token. Where is Huobi at? I should search for this thing. Well, here's the USDD. So this is Tron stablecoin, Justin Sun's little project, and you can see here this is supposed to be a dollar stablecoin. I'm not gonna go too far in depth on my thoughts on this, but not a good look. Not a good look at all to sit here and be off a dollar for so long. The last time it was at a dollar, 3 months ago. Look at this. October. This was before Halloween. We are now in 2023, and this thing has been off the dollar. And you can see here that it is just slowly making its way down. There's really no reason to buy, hold, or use this, correct? I mean, you wouldn't use it to buy and sell or for DeFi, right? It's supposed to be a dollar, and you're only getting 97 cents on it for it. Now there do come arbitrage opportunities where if you believe it'll come back to a dollar, you buy it now, flip it. But why incur the risk when we know that the algorithmic stablecoin is at the moment, first of all, a flawed idea, and this evidence here shows exactly that. This is a flawed idea, right? It's supposed to be stable. It's supposed a stable coin, algorithmic stable coin, and the price is not stable. It's not a dollar. Hasn't been there for 3 months. And looking at and look, this was it fell off the peg. Not one. This isn't the only time. It was off the peg for a month here as well. So I think we're at the moment we need to go back to the drawing board when it comes to algorithmic stable coins. Now, I do believe that algorithmic stablecoins is the future. Wholeheartedly believe it. I mean, it makes sense, right? Why use a currency that's tied to another currency? The dollar's inflating, but yeah, we want to hold our crypto assets in the dollar to use it to get in and out of trades and whatever, and then you sell it for dollars. Like, you know what? I think if we get an algorithmic stablecoin and it's not controlled or manipulated, doesn't have to worry about the backing, it is just pure perfect code. Wow. I mean, that is going to be just that's going to be one of the biggest revolutions in our lifetimes. Just imagine to create a currency that isn't backed by any government, but it's backed by math and code, and that it will keep itself stable because of the math. Like, if you believe in cryptography, you believe in Bitcoin, I mean, that is essentially the holy grail. And when it gets accomplished, it's not a question of if or when. Maybe it'll be 20 years from now. When that algorithm is perfected, it's gonna be one of the biggest cash cows ever, bro. Um, I think it'll be everybody's go-to. Why hold the dollar issued by our government when it can be seized, taken from you, and you can use something that's decentralized and just runs autonomously on the internet, man. It's a thing of beauty. It's an and it's unfortunate Terra Luna blew up. If anything, it's a learning lesson. I think Justin Sun is delusional that he thinks this is gonna work. You should pull the plug on it. But oh yeah. Now let me pull up the price of the Hobie token to take a look where it's at the moment. So now number 49 on our list. So as you can see here, big rally on this. This was down a lot. Let's take a look at the 3-month. Went from $9, $9 down to $4. Actually, I thought it was gonna get more of a rally, but yeah, $9. But like, why use an exchange-based stablecoin, or not stablecoin, but an exchange token? Binance, I'll give you the only kind of pass. Binance, sure. You know what? It is. It has the smart chain. There's actual utility. People are using it. They are deflationary. I still have concerns with Binance. I'm gonna personally stay away from it because I just don't believe in any exchange-based tokens. But if there's one that can make a good argument for it being a legitimate crypto project, the Binance, the BNB, because of the smart chain, I'll give you that. But outside of that, I think everything has got the potential to go to zero. They're easily printed and manipulated. They trade on their own exchanges. The exchanges themselves hold majority of the tokens. It's just not a good look, man. It's just a lot of potential for risk. And I would just be extremely careful with that. We got Stackmaster in here as well. And to you, sir. Hola! Welcome, Sin City Crypto. If you're new here, say hello so I can drop an hola back at you. We also got JG up here. Yeah, we also got Jessica in here. Jessica, we got your package. She sent out some thumbs up and down little signs. So we're excited to put those into use. So much love for sending that out as well. I also got Cade P up in here, and to those of you, hola. So, okay. So, anyways, that's a little bit of where we were at on the Hobie. Let's take a peek at the next article. We got federal prosecutors and the SEC probing crypto titan digital currency group. Man, this is kind of concerning. So, this is per Bloomberg. The anonymous sources familiar with the matter say that the prosecutors from New York are probing the transactions between DCG and Genesis and crypto lending, which is a crypto lending subsidiary firm, and as well as what customers were told about these transfers. So let's what they're trying to say. Are y'all commingling funds? This is supposed to be two different companies. We know that Genesis halted trading. We know that DCG, one of the biggest crypto conglomerates in the world, they also have their sister company, Grayscale, all under the same umbrella. Grayscale is the largest holder of Bitcoin, the largest, with their Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. So, there's a... Man, this is a ticking time. I remember earlier when I asked if we will be done with the 16K range, and that perhaps we're getting to new zones, and that 16K was the bottom. If DCG blows up, 16K was not the bottom. The bottom will be fast approaching. So we got a little update from the chat here. We got CVO Crypto in here. He's dropping the Ola. And then we got Seek and Hunt in here. And Vegas Freeballer, who is Kyler from our production team. He says, yo, sorry, I was watching Green Bay get knocked out of the playoffs. And, David is a Green Bay fan. So my sympathies to you, sir. Well, I think it was pretty a foregone conclusion that Green Bay wasn't going to make the playoffs anyways. But so yeah, man. If they're okay, so SEC does fine a lot of people. So you can find a situation where the SEC will fine companies. Remember, the SEC issues out billions of dollars worth of fines every year. This is kind of that's their job. They're just like the police department. They issue millions of speeding tickets. That's how they fund their own system. Obviously there's taxes, but get a lot of revenue from fines. The same with the SEC. So there is no Fortune 500 company that is not under the scrutiny of the SEC. And if you've been around for a while, you know that you've been sued or threatened to be sued. It's just how the game works. So if the SEC does sue or fine the digital currency group, it does not mean that they're going to go under. They have to file bankruptcy. It's doom and gloom. Definitely would be a piece of news that would tank the market, at least short term. I think people will run away with the idea, but it's not a death sentence, put it that way. Now, the federal prosecutors, on the other hand, if they say that there's fraud and illegal activity, and they press charges on people go to jail, that, on the other hand, is a big deal. You could see tons of assets leaving the space because of fraud, things getting seized, business having to close, people going to jail. That is what I'm pretty fearful here. This federal prosecutors and digital currency group, it's scary, man. It frightens me, honestly. We also got Chris over here. He's dropping the YOLA. What's up? I like the YOLA. That's got a nice little ring to it. Yeah, man, this is pretty it's pretty serious, man. I don't know how else to tell you. Digital Currency Group, they manage tons of crypto, man. Between them and Genesis and Grayscale, it's the most important player. Not to mention Silvergate. They look like they're about to file for bankruptcy. Kathy Wood, I don't have the article pulled up, but Kathy Wood exited her position on Silvergate. She sold all of it. And so Silvergate stock, we'll take a look at this. Silvergate Bank stock price. This thing is not in a good spot. And so taking a look. All right, let's take this is the 1 month, $22 to 11. The 3 month from 70 down to 12. The 3 year, we can see all-time highs back in 2021 was $200. Over 95% down from its all-time highs. Put in perspective, the downward fall. There is rumors of bankruptcy. Kathy Wood of ARK Invest, prominent venture capital, has come out saying, we sold all of our position on Silvergate. We are exiting. And she's pretty bullish on crypto. I think that she knows something that most people don't know as far as details. And I wouldn't be surprised to see them go under. Silvergate, this is a bank that offers the on and off boarding for most of the crypto firms. So basically the infrastructure for providing liquidity from both DCG and Silvergate is pretty much everywhere. And if these two go under, put your seatbelts on. Or get your bank account ready because you can go get some cheap Bitcoin. Now, okay. Couple things before we move on. This is it. That's all I got for these articles. But CES, man. CES was, what a delight that was, man. What a cool place, man. If you guys ever, CES isn't open to the public. But if you get a chance to go to CES, I highly recommend. It is so dope. It's like you see all the cool TVs, tech, and they're not even trying to sell you nothing, man. They're just like, yo, check out what we made. Like, this is cool, right? Like, it's just cool. Like, nobody's pushy here. It's just like, just people showing off the technology of tomorrow and showing off what to expect. Oh, I just got Gina up in here. Hey, what's happening? All right, so first up, a couple takeaways. We had the BMW iVision D. So, is this gimmicky? Is this gonna be something that is just at CES? Because remember, CES is full of concept cars and concept ideas that never see the light of day. Now, this is a paint job that is digital. So covered in a like camouflage, like a chameleon kind of digital outer shell, let's say. And so I pulled up a video. So this is what to expect. So this thing changes colors. It's digital. You can put your face on there on the grill. You can put your face on the hood of the car, almost like an advertisement. Yeah, let's take a look at this thing, man. Like how
become a production product?
Well, first of all, as a production guy, you're always a product guy. Production comes from product, right? And therefore, realization
look at this thing
of what
changing
we
colors,
think
man.
of to put that
How
into
wild
production
is
the core of the company.
Look at that, man.
And that is why
That's kind of trippy, man.
we trust ourselves to
Like,
say,
would that be distracting,
parts of
like
that
driving
what
down
we
the road?
showed here will be in production
you're, like,
in just 2 years'
next to
time
this car?
when we launch our Neue Klasse, our full electric
And yeah, look at that
highly
thing
digitalized
changing
Neue Klasse
colors.
with a new version of a head-up display. We started 20
And
years
if you notice here, so they're gonna have this heads-up display that through your windshield will change colors of the buildings in your environment. Like, I don't know if that's a good thing, man.
display.
I don't know
We
if
started 20 years ago. with
yeah,
the
I mean,
first
even the
version of
rims
the
change
head-up
colors,
display.
man.
Bring it from an airplane.
Like,
right into
that's
the
pretty
car.
dope, huh?
And we will take that technology.
So that was kind of cool. To see that in person was wild, man. I was just like, what is happening? Like, is this real? Is this part of the future? Do you guys think that this is something we'll see? Remember, nobody was wrapping cars back in the day. That's kind of new. You know, we have the heads-up display. I got a Mercedes, and they put things on the windshield. It's not too far off from that, right? You got the autonomous cars, the Tesla, and you know, we always thought that would never happen. Um, yeah, man, I don't know. Here's a speaking of things that we thought would never happen, something that I always see at CES is the flying car. So here, you know, you have this. Basically, it's just a big ass drone, right? I didn't see this one in person. It wasn't on the showroom floor, but I did hear about it. I wanted to go check it out. I don't know what happened, but I didn't get quite time to see it. But basically, a big ass drone, 4 propellers here, one on the back, and more of a cheaper, glorified helicopter, I would say. So that was kind of interesting. I think that every CES in the last like 15 years, they've shown off some kind of flying motorcycle or car, but yet still something we haven't seen in today's age. But now, what is I think likely is this. So here, this is a full electric boat. So you know, this electric car craze, obviously what you had in you know, the debut of Tesla and how that is kind of taken over the market. It's one of the fastest growing companies in the world. You know, their stock is down significantly. This boat here, so it uses hydrofoils, so like, you know, it keeps the boat out of the water to reduce drag, which is going to give you a longer range, and all electric here. So I don't know how I feel about this. I don't know. Interesting. So this isn't the first hydrofoil boat. They tend to be more efficient, but they also have a lot of issues. But I don't know. Kind of interesting. And I think that's all I got for CES. Yeah. All right. So, anyways, I think that is gonna wrap it up for the articles. But I figured I would chit chat with the chat here and kind of discuss you know, some questions, some Q&A. If you have any questions that you'd like to send my way, I'd be glad to you know, see what you guys think. And then also tomorrow we do have Ben from BitBoy Crypto. He's going to be doing his show live from our studio. So tomorrow we're excited for that. And make sure you check us out. We'll be joining Ben as well. And oh yeah, here's a little highlight as well from here. I'll show you our Twitter here. So this is brunch today. We're at La Cave. They had like a little tray pass brunch. So we had let's see, we had some short rib here with potatoes and like a soft poached egg, some little pastries, some caprese salad, some bomb ass tater tots. Man, the food just didn't stop, man. It was so good. And then there's me there this morning. Yeah, so pretty cool spot. Anyways, yeah, so tomorrow we'll be helping Ben out. He's gonna be airing from our studio, so I'm gonna be excited. So make sure you tune there. And if he's not too busy, we'll also hopefully have Ben on our show. I'm sure he'll join us Monday or Tuesday. It's the next 2 days. And then we also, so speaking of Ben here, I'm gonna hold on a second. So we got into a heated game, Brand. This was shuffleboard. If you guys aren't familiar, we have you know, a lot of competitive shuffleboarding here, and a little bit. Let's take a look here. So this is me and Ben playing shuffleboard. This is with Cassius and Cassie. So we're at the Sand Dollar, the little dive bar in Las Vegas. Pretty cool spot. Yeah, so I actually did lose this game, by the way. I will say that, uh, yeah, I did not win. I'll put it that way, unfortunately. And then Ben was a shark, man. You know what? He was over here talking about he didn't know how to play. His first throw was like all crooked, straight gutter ball the first one. And then, yeah, he just came out just straight like a professional later, man. Uh, so a big shout out to Ben there. That was a lot of fun. And yeah. All right, so let's see if you guys got any why Sunday mini pump. So that was Lucky Thoughts question. I just think that the market itself, I was kind of looking through to see if there's any like extremely bullish news. I just think that the market itself was just a little overextended, sideways. Basically, we just traded at 16K for so long. It was due. Like traders are ready to pounce, and after a certain period of time, there's gonna be a move. And so the common saying is that the longer you pull back a rubber band, the longer the pop, right? The bigger, the more potential is to snap and break out. And so we've seen that Bitcoin had just been trading for so long at the 16K range. I mean, it was November since November 9th. So well over a month, going into 2 months. Yeah, man. I was just so that's my reason. Oh yeah, Charlie Mack says BlackRock. Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. BlackRock is also they came out and said that they are scooping up Bitcoin for their treasury portfolio. So they have a fund that has like $15 trillion, and that BlackRock is acquiring Bitcoin. They didn't say how much they were going to put in there, but yeah, you know what? They have a lot of money. The right says, gotta pump in that extra cash. Need more exit liquidity. That's very Here's the thing: if you plan on staying long term, these prices are a straight steal. And even if, quote unquote, you get used as exit liquidity, somebody gets out of the market and the price dumps, will you really be upset? I'll tell you what I'm not going to be upset about. I'm not going to be upset about buying Cardano at 25 cents. If it goes to 17, if it goes to 15 cents, 12 cents, well, so be it. I'm not going to sit here and cry about it because I know where that price is going to be in 2 years, and it's going to be straight pumping. And same thing with Bitcoin. You pick up Bitcoin now at 16K, 17K. If it drops to 12, who cares? In 4 years, 8 years, it'll be well over six figures. And so, if it was the top of the market, exit liquidity, sure. You know what? It's going to be a while if you bought at 60K on Bitcoin for you to see your money back. And if you need to draw on that investment at any time within the next 2 years, you're probably going to be taking a loss. You're going to be taking a hit. And so, that kind of sucks. And that's exit liquidity. Also, the term exit liquidity is definitely scam projects. The founders will wait. So as long as you stay into like solid projects, you'll be good. And the right also says he doubles up and says someone has to pay that electric bill for the miners. Yeah, yeah, definitely. And the hash rate is still climbing. I thought it was going to drop and be more affordable for miners to generate more profit, but yeah. Coin Operated says, yo, what's poppin'? I was just watching Forrest. So big fan of Forrest. We'll have a little Forrest video that we tie in on every Monday. He joins us on our show every Friday. Big supporters of Forrest with Sistine Research and with the Crypto Stackers Pro platform. Pretty good indicators there as far as the easy bands that he uses. You can also apply the easy bands to the trading view. So, yep. Also, we have Abominable Rain Man Spaghetti Ragretti. Hola! Welcome to Sin City Crypto. And let's see, what other questions we have? Cade said he played shuffleboard back in the day. So yeah, man. Yeah, Ben did beat us. That's for sure. It's J Rod says at this point seems Bitcoin is not going below 10K. I don't think 10K is on the table anymore. I really don't. The crash of FTX that moved the price from. Let me take a look at the chart. The FTX debacle. We went from 20K to 16. I mean, really not that big a deal, right? Right. 20% downward fall. Not the worst thing in the world. Now, if DCG goes under, I think you get something a little bigger than 20%. I think maybe 35, 40%. Which 35, 40% from where we're at now, 17. Let's just say 18,000 when this happens. I think that we're next stop for Bitcoin's 18,000. And so yeah, I think 14K is a pretty good call on that. I think that's probably realistic if you get a lot more downside risk from companies going under, big companies, especially Silvergate, DCG, and the eventual bankruptcy of Genesis, which that's inevitable at this point. Let's see here. We got 129 people in the chat, man. That's pretty badass, man. I'm glad you guys are supporting. I'd like to see us over 200. But hey, you know what? I'll take it. We got 100 likes, so hopefully we get some more likes. That would be appreciated. All right. So let's get back. Yeah, we're doing a little Q&A, a little conversation. You guys want to know a little bit about Big Rob or what? I used to be a chef, a sommelier, do a wine expert. You want to know about wine? I can tell you about that crap too. What else? We got CES. You want my thoughts on that? Yeah, come on, man. Let's. What do you guys got? What do you guys want to know? What do you want my thoughts on? Is there a project that you're a little wary of? This is Sunday discussion day. Big week, man. CPI numbers come out this week. How excited are you? We got some big in Sin City Crypto. Let me tell you, Sin City Crypto. We got some stuff lined up for you guys. We got some stuff lined up for y'all, man. We got just guest after guest. You know what? I'll tell you who we got tomorrow. And we got a lineup. Tomorrow, we got Rob from Digital Asset News. Big shout out to Rob if you're watching. Big fans of them. If you've watched Digital Asset News, one of the most respected figures in the space. Maybe we get Rob, Big Rob, Dave, and Ben all on the show tomorrow, which I think might be kind of likely because Ben's going to be in our studio. So there's that. So BGTT Show says, what about Solana? We kind of touched on Solana. It's rallied quite heavily for the week, going from $8 to $16. So I think it might be a little overextended. So I would, if you're looking to get in Solana, I would probably pause at the moment, wait for a pullback. Jason Ferrani says, hola. And so to you, Jason, hola! Welcome, Sin City Crypto. And also we have Levaloo, Captain Lou. He said DCG, Levaloo says DCG pumping the markets. Get out while you can. So yeah, you're saying that DCG is the exit liquidity. You know what? I don't think DCG really cares about what is trading on the order books. Yeah, they're way bigger than that. Think of we're just the fishes. And then you got the whales, and then you got the illegal whale boats that say like research on the side that are out there killing whales, which by the way is absolutely disgusting. Anyways, let's see. We got Kaz says what's up. We also got Thomas S up in here. Thomas to you, hola. Jalden, hola. And we also got Jenny Lee. To all of you, hola! Welcome. Okay, so JG says, Big Rob, loving the impromptu stream. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. We like to kind of dabble, try things out. And what a better time than when crypto's pumping. See if I can catch the wave, So Kevin B says, what are your thoughts on Bitcoin price for 2025 after the halving? And he drops an hola. My thoughts, 2025. So that's right in the middle of the next bull market cycle, right? I think I'm not, I don't even subscribe to the idea that we're going to be in these having 4-year cycles every single time, and that, you know what, we're going to break that trend 100%. What we're not going to break is that trend next cycle, because right now the economy is way down and we are in a recession, and it's probably going to time the time that the economy starts to rally again will probably coincide with the halving. This year, it's going to be recession, layoffs. You're going to clean out some crap companies. And then I think next year, 2024, we start to see the Fed pull back on interest rates. I think that there's going to be more money printing. Stocks are going to go up. People are going to have more money in the system to invest in more speculative assets, including Bitcoin. And I think price. I mean, I don't know. I don't put much into price. I think that's kind of nonsense. So I wouldn't take much out of it, but definitely crossing the former all-time high. So 60K on the table. And if you look at last year, we went from 20 to 60K. That's a 3x. You're getting diminishing returns every cycle, so probably less than 3x. So why don't we just drop it down to a nice 2? So 120,000. Yeah. So I would say on a conservative, just historical cycle over cycle, the returns diminishing 2 times where we were, $125,000, $130,000 Bitcoin, 2025. That would be my estimate. And like I said, I wouldn't put too much into these price predictions people give. Just know Bitcoin's going to rally in 2025. How high? I don't know. Dollar cost average in now, dollar cost average out, on the way up. Simple as that. That's how you make money. Think about that. If you buy Bitcoin at $16,000, that means selling it in 2 years, in 2025, if Big Rob is somewhat correct, you're getting close to 10x from cycle low to cycle high. 10x. So if you dollar cost average on the way up, you start dollar cost averaging when Bitcoin's at 80,000, 90,000, 100,000, 110. You go 10% at a time. 5x easy on one of the world's most secure assets that is not influenced by printing and governments. Price might be manipulated, but okay. So let's see what else we got here. We got 134. Chat is filling up, man. I'm happy with this, man. Let's go. Type in the chat, drop a like. Oh, the likes are going up, man. Thank you so much, man. Really appreciate that, man. Really appreciate the support. Okay, so back at it. Pelagic says, "Do you still chef it?" Well, let me tell you something. You never forget how to be a chef. Same thing like if you run marathons, you never forget how to run, right? You always go for a morning jog. If you were like a marathon runner, a sprinter, you competed, you always can go out and run unless you have some debilitating injury. And so for me, I got to feed myself. I try to keep a healthy diet. I try not to eat out too much. And when I do, I try to keep it to foods that is not processed. So anyway, I just stay away from fast food essentially. And then for myself personally, from a personal health standpoint, try not to buy processed foods. So you go into a grocery store, shop on the perimeter, don't shop on the inside. On the inside is cans and boxes and bags and sodas, mostly processed with sugar and other chemicals. Yeah, stick to my fruits and vegetables, my produce, my dairy, all that. And yeah, I mean, I don't have like some weird strict diet. I just I try to eat clean. I try to think about the future. But yes, I still chef it up. And yesterday, I actually made some tri-tip. Here, actually, you know what? It's on my phone, so I'm gonna email it to myself here, and I'll show you guys. So I have a Santa Maria grill, and so my Santa Maria grill is it's like a grill that it's an open fire, and it has a wheel that adjusts the grill grate up and down. And so for that, um, yeah, I and traditionally a Santa Maria grill is known to make tri-tip. So I found a really beautiful tri-tip at the grocery store, and I threw that thing on the grill. Now, let's see here. And so I'll upload that since you're wondering about my chefing it up. I also made some little Brussels sprouts with that as well. Okay. Jessica says she only drinks red wine. I prefer red wine, but there are some amazing white wines. If you go outside of what you find in like the grocery stores, you go to more specialty like wine shops, you can find some really amazing white wines, particularly from Germany and France. And I say Germany and France make some of the best white wines out there, and they're substantially cheaper generally than red wines, and they're very, very, very food friendly. So I would highly recommend checking that out. And let's see here. Take a look. See if my video came in. I just emailed it to myself. Here. No, not yet. I sent it, right? Thought I sent it. No, it's a video, so it might take a little while to process. All right, I'll get back to it, and we'll check on yesterday's dinner. All right. Chris says he collects old Hondas and Yamaha motorcycles. That's pretty dope. And then Redman says Flare airdrop tomorrow. Okay, I haven't kept up with the Flare and the drop, so I know there's a lot of debates about the exchanges and what they were gonna do. So okay, so Jenny Lee says someone asked if Wagyu beef is worth it. Well, that's subjective. You know, Wagyu beef. So Japanese Wagyu is some of the most expensive protein in the world. Generally, it is sold in restaurants for about anywhere from $100 to $300 per ounce. So it's 8 ounces for a half a pound, and so to get a half a pound of Japanese Wagyu certified A5, which is the grading for that, you're looking anywhere from a minimum of $500, and that can get pretty high. If you do go to a restaurant, you want to try Japanese Wagyu, what I would recommend is that, first of all, you kind of taste it amongst the table, have it sliced. Usually the chef will slice that for you. Order for the middle of the table and let everybody try it. You know, I think that's a great way. So if you go to a restaurant, 4 of you, for example, you're at a steakhouse, you see Japanese A5 on the menu, get 3 ounces or 5 ounces, whatever it is, for the table sliced to share with the entrees. Not to mention, think of Japanese A5 Wagyu. It's very heavily marbled, so it has a lot of fat. So think of it as the bacon of the beef side, right? That's how much fat it has, but just like bacon, tons of flavor. So imagine if you've never had bacon in your entire life, and all of a sudden you eat a piece of bacon. Like, you're gonna be like, whoa, what an explosion of flavor. Like, that's so good. Very similar experience when you have Japanese A5. Now, let's see here. Oh, here's, let me pull this up here. So, a video. Okay. I'm just gonna, oh, here we go. Trying to make this a little bigger. Give me 1 second. I found my video. So this was my tri-tip I cooked here. Oh, I'll cut that over. So yeah, this is my Santa Maria grill here, and so that's the tri-tip, pretty heavily marbled for that as well. As you can see, it's an open fire. Use hickory wood for that, and then yeah, pretty cool. And then if it flames get a little too high, you just kind of roll it up, and yeah. So there's that. Okay, let's see. Charlie says Wagyu has a very buttery taste, best beef ever. Yeah, like I wouldn't recommend trying to eat a whole Wagyu. It'd be like you're trying to eat a plate of bacon if we're going to stick with our analogy there. So it can be quite heavy, so it's kind of something good to enjoy, and that's why I recommend kind of sharing it. Doc Jed H says hola again from Manila. We got Bonilla. He says you think Near gets to $2 this week. Okay, that's an interesting timeline. Let's see, where is Near at right now? Okay, Near's at $1.71. So where it came from $1.50. Near had a big run up. You know what? Is at $3. It was at $3 not that long ago, back in October. Absolutely, I think a favorable CPI number, which I think is going to come out. I think the stocks are going to rally. I think Bitcoin pushes 1920K, which would put Near Protocol probably. Let me pull the chart. Yeah, you can see here it wasn't that long ago. We were at 17 bucks. This right here, so in the last 3 months we were at $3. And then even after the FTX debacle, it traded pretty close to $2. Yeah, I think this week 20K Bitcoin, barring a big bankruptcy. I also think that altcoins are gonna rally hard. I think a lot of people have been putting altcoins on pause, and with the Bitcoin rallying, I think altcoins, especially the top layer ones, Near Protocol being in that boat, Algorand, also Cardano, I think is likely to rally as well. Even though Cardano is already rallying, Cardano is up big, guys. Big rally in Cardano, 33 cents, up 32% for the last 7 days. To put that in perspective, look at the top 10. BNB is up 14%. Outside of that, the only coin up over 20% is Cardano, leading the charge, 20% just on the day. Solana's also up at 22%, but I think that a lot of that comes from it being down so much. And let's see here. Coin Operator said, I'd rather buy crypto with money instead of the expensive stake. It's subjective. So, that's what I was trying to say earlier. You know what? If you have millions of dollars in your bank account, you're not taking away from your investment portfolio, your dollar cost averaging, by spending $500 on a stake. Subjective. Now, if you have a median salary, you make $50,000 a year, it ain't that important. Don't go buy a $500 stake. Not worth it. That is, it's all about, a mindset. The same way that you shouldn't go buy a Mercedes. If a brand new Mercedes, as an example, if you're making $50,000 a year, like, it just doesn't make sense. And so you could say to somebody that has a salary of millions of dollars, like, hey, that being subjective, you're not taking a ton of risk financially by purchasing that car. Same thing can be said with, buying expensive steaks or expensive wine, for example. But everything adds up. So, even if you are rich, don't go, or, rich, quote unquote, where you have millions of dollars, if you take on tons of liability, and debt, then you're going to live the same lifestyle as somebody that makes $80,000 that, budgets better than you do, Money doesn't buy happiness, guys. It makes it easier to be happy. We'll say that. 1080. He says, my official first. Hola! Welcome to Sin City Crypto. It's dope, man. Thank you. Andy, you didn't put no H in there, man. That's what's up. You said, so BGTTSHOO says, check out Gala and Ola. Yeah. And let's see here. Taking a look at Gala. Gala's outside the top 100. Let me type in Let's see, where is Gala at? No, and I got some thoughts on Gala, man. And you know what? They're good thoughts. So Gala at 3 cents right now. I think this got as low as 2 cents or a penny, right? I think I got close to a penny. Where is it at? Yeah, 1.5 cents. So big rally. Something that's outside of the top 100. Gala's at number 103. These are gonna move. These are gonna have bigger swings. So you can see here, this got a solid 2x off of just in 3 days. So you got a nice 2x out of this. You're going to get the same returns out of most projects outside of the top 100 when the market rallies, but you are taking a ton of risk. These are the projects that we cover quite frequently when it comes to hacks and bridges and scams and exploits and things going under, manipulation. So do know that higher returns but higher risk. Now, with that said, I feel pretty confident with Gala. Now, is it still risky? Is it riskier than the top layer ones? Absolutely. But as far as the gaming space, they are a leader. Gala has a portfolio of games, not just one. They have The Walking Dead. They have Spider Tanks. They have was that Farmville kind of thing? I forget what it's called, like Farm something. So they have a lot of potential. They have a lot of developers from prominent AAA franchises. I think some from Electronic Arts and also from Epic Games. So EA as well. Yeah, I already said Electronic Arts. So. And also, Wheel and Deal James Wheeler says, "Hola." He said, "Who's holding Gala?" Yeah, you got Gala, huh? Yeah, man. This is you know what? It's a good time to get into Gala. Taking a look at the price of Gala, it got as high as 70 cents, man. I think it is pretty likely, barring some kind of catastrophe where it has some code exploit or some hack. Barring a situation like that, I could see this getting past $1 on the next bull run. So, if you're into gaming, I think this is probably your best sure bet. I think getting it at 3 cents. Could you get it at a pullback? Sure. I mean, I think at this price, I think dollar cost averaging and something like this. This is something you believe in. I believe in Gala. I don't know if I'm going to be buying it, though. I'll be honest with you. I don't, because how long it takes for video games to develop. I'm not sure if if the returns will match what other projects' returns are going to be. And so I think that DeFi is probably more ripe for an explosion in the next bull run. I think the layer ones are going to facilitate that. And so I would rather, I'll be honest with you, I'd rather get into Gala than Decentraland and Sandbox. That tells you how bullish I am on them. Way, way more bullish than Axie Infinity. And so, take that with a grain of salt. I'm more of a DeFi investor. So I think that sector DeFi and layer ones and NFTs, I think are more likely to lead the next bull run and give the most returns. Not to diminish Gala at all, because I'm super bullish, but that's just kind of how I look at it. BG says he's also holding Gala. So, yeah, man. I mean, if you're into gaming, I mean, that's the no-brainer choice for me. But I don't know. I think I like Casper. I think Casper's going to bring some good returns. I think Mina Protocol. Where's Mina at? Yeah, this right here. I think right here is going to bring back some good returns. Some other projects I like down in this range here. Loop Ring. Take a look at where Loop Ring's price was, man. And this thing's on a tear. 20 cents to 22. Oh, not that much, actually. All right, so taking a look at their all-time chart. So what I like about Loop Ring is that they've pumped twice. So Loop Ring went from 4 cents after ICO to $2. Okay. it straight ripped. And then after that, it went to the bear market, back to 4 cents, right? Back to 3 cents, back to 4 cents. What did it do? It ripped again. Absolutely ripped. Back up past $2. And now, pulled back. How low did it get? 20 cents. I am pretty damn confident it's going to rip $2 again. And if anything, it's going to shoot past that. I mean, this did technically hit $3.40. So, I think in the same way that it went, pretty much was at $1 and some change for a good part of this bull market here in 2018. It capped out at 220. Here, kind of the same thing. Traded over $1, capped out at 340. I think the next time it'll trade at $2-3, and then it'll cap out at 5 or something like that. So, big fan of loop ring myself. This is probably one I'm going to start DCAing into if I get a chance. Jay Crypto Minded said Moonbeam, Beam Swap, and DOT. Moonbeam, Beam Swap. You know what? I haven't looked at those in a while, man. Those are parachains off of the Polkadot ecosystem. Let's take a look. You know what? I'll take a look at DOT. How about that? And you know what? You're gonna get pretty similar returns from Moonbeam and also Beam Swap from Polkadot. You just multiply it. Your Beam Swap is going to be your biggest returns. So if you get a 5x out of Polkadot, expect probably 15x out of Moonbeam, and probably expect a 25x out of Beam Swap. That is if these projects stay up, they stay operational, they don't have exploits. Like I said, it comes with risk. So the more upside you get from these projects outside, the more risk there is. I think there's very little risk with Polkadot, which is probably why I think a solid 5x is pretty realistic, if not 10, and the more reasonable kind of mindset in the next bull run. Taking a look at where they were after ICO, $2, $3, $4, and then shot up to 35. I remember this thing sitting there between $20 and $35 forever. Kind of disappointing returns compared to some of the other chains during the other layer ones, but huge market cap, and so now back down to $4, man. I mean, think about it, pre and post $4. So if you're a fan of Polkadot, I think pretty good. So Jay Crypto Minded said no risk, no reward. Yeah, that's right. But here's the thing: if you mitigate your risk by diversifying. And so if you are going to get into projects outside the top 100, pepper those. You know what I mean? Get 5, you're going to put $5,000 into them, for example. Buy 5 of them, put 1,000 in each, because more than likely, whether you want to believe it or not, no matter how bullish you are, more than likely one of them is going to fail and go to zero. The second one will probably not take off and just be a dud. Probably be similar to where you bought it, and then 3 of them will take off. And so don't go all in on one of them, because if you hit the one that goes to zero, you lose everything. You hit the one that's a dud, you pretty much had a wash there. You don't come up with nothing, and then you miss out on the other 3, right? And so you spread it out into 5 buys, you're still going to get massive returns on it. If you say you get 20x returns on 3 of them, you know what I mean? Like, you're gonna kill it, dude. You're gonna kill it. So Burke says waiting for Gala to come back down to 1 cent. I wouldn't hold your breath, man. Really wouldn't hold your breath. I don't know if it's gonna get to a penny. And if we do get those bankruptcies we kind of discussed, it is on the table for sure, 100%. Yeah, but I mean, if you're a fan of Gala and you see it go under at 1 cent, then I mean, hey, get in, man. Dollar cost average down. You know what? When it gets down to 2 cents, buy some. When it gets down to 1 cent, buy some more. When it gets down to half a cent, buy more. You don't have to wait for a certain spot to unload, right? You don't have to have a ton of money. Like, you could have $100. maybe $100 is a lot for you. Maybe it's not a lot for me, or whatever it is. Like, it's just, you know what I mean? Like, say you have $100, like, oh, I only have $100. Who cares? Buy $20 of it today. Buy $20 next week. Buy $20 the following week. You know? So JG says, Big Rob, are you familiar with Constellation DAG? If so, what are your thoughts on the project? Constellation DAG is so it's similar to Hedera. They have institution. They have one of the first partnerships when it comes to the Air Force. And so the Air Force is using it to send sensitive data on a closed private network, and they're using the chain. So one of the first adoptions of a military branch of the military, first adoption of crypto that I'm aware of, Constellation. I haven't looked at this in a minute. Very low on the market cap. It used to be like number 200 or 300. Yeah, it's still at number. So Constellation DAG number 295. Tiny market cap, 60 million. Here's the thing, man. I just, this is one of those dice rolls, man. You know, when I was talking about spreading out to 5 different investments, this is like I spread out to 10 investments type of thing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you have like a speculative asset like bag, like spread that out into 10, because my little reference that I made earlier, where hey, one's gonna go under, one's not gonna rally, it's gonna be you invest in 10 projects, 4 of them are gonna go under, 3 of them are gonna be duds, and then 3 of them will pop off. And so the percentage to nail one is that much smaller. I mean, now, for what I'm personally looking for in those very high speculative projects, Constellation DAG does check a lot of boxes. It's been around for a while. As you can see here, came out in 2018. So right after the ICO thing. Oh, sorry. Let me scroll down. All right. So right after ICO craze, it came out. It launched and it lived through a whole bear market. There was never any injection of capital. And here, I think this is when the news came out that they were partnering with the Air Force. So you had a big rally. So it went from 4 cents, got as high as 44 cents. So now, looking at its all-time high, you're only at 10x off of the all-time highs. So something this small to 10x back to all-time high, I think the risk outweighs the return, in my opinion. But you know what? This has a potential to grow from a $60 million into a $6 billion, which would be 100x. Which would take this up to $4. I think it's possible if they continue the partnership with the Air Force. I think Crunksy says new here. Oh, you liar! How you doing? So we got unforgettable name. He says, "Happy night, happy life. Eagles #1." In the NFC East and BTC pumping. Well, cool, man. Well, thank you for dropping in and hanging out with us. We're back up to 120 viewers, so that's good. I'd like to keep this going if you guys are enjoying it. Hopefully you stick around, you drop a like. We got Luis, also is new here, Butsinator. I love you guys' name. Doc Jed, and 1080 to all of you. Hola! Welcome. Cincinnati Crypto. So yeah, let's see what else we got. Compound Finance. Fino is super bullish on that. He's dropping the rocket emoji on Compound. Also, I know Jason, if you're here, I know we talked Compound way back in the day. We also got a Crypto Sub Method. Did you leave your chef career for YouTube and crypto? Yes. To answer your question, yes, I did. But I still, like I said, I still cook and I still like to challenge myself with cooking. Tommy Drones Mad Da, who's also new here, hola to you. He says, by the way, still cracking up over your Halloween show. So funny. So it depends on which Halloween show you're talking about. We had our live episode. We had our live show for Halloween, which David dressed up as Michael Saylor. If you haven't watched that, please go watch the Halloween special. That was one of our best episodes. Michael Saylor himself retweeted that video. Like, if that tells you anything about how good it was, Michael Saylor retweeted the video for a live show for Halloween special. So go check that out. Or you might be talking about our street interviews. We have a Halloween episode on street interviews where I'm dressed up and I'm out here in the streets of Fremont, which is downtown Las Vegas. And there I'm going out talking to people about crypto. So kind of interesting to get people's perspectives and funny attire. And what else he says? Tommy also says, hi, Rob. What do you think about BTC is doing now in Singapore, Dubai, and are any other websites that track movement of BTC in the worldwide? I don't have any particular insight on Singapore and Dubai as far as any breaking articles. I'm not sure if I missed something. I will say, though, at CES, there's a lot of foreign companies, and there was a lot of blockchain companies there at CES. I was surprised to see how many companies were abroad and in talks to them, because of the regulation here in the United States. They're saying that the Middle Eastern markets are very, very crypto friendly without the regulation, and they have a lot of money. Think about that. You have the capital, you have the liquidity, you have the interest. You don't have the regulation that the European markets and the U.S. markets have. And so a lot of crypto development and interest and liquidity is pouring into the Middle Eastern markets. So take that with a grain of salt. As far as Singapore, I have no thoughts on that. I haven't really looked into Singapore lately. I'm sure we've discussed it, some of their policies, but yeah. Okay. Going down. Aru says, "What are we talking about?" Well, you know what? You know what we're talking about? We're just kind of chit chatting. Just kind of go back and forth. Just kind of see what guys thought. So let's see who else. Tommy says, "Still cracking over your Halloween show." Already said that. Anyone ever consider ADA and Ergo pair? I don't know. I would, at this moment, because of liquidity, I would stick to the, unless you're trading, I would stick to pairs that are in US, that are in dollars. And the only pairs outside of dollars would be like maybe ETH and Bitcoin. Outside of that, I think most of the markets lack liquidity, so I'd probably stay away from it. Unless you're trading and you're looking for volatility, that's a different story. We got Bonilla 420. Hola to you. You think Near gets to $2? Oh, yeah, we already. And, okay, so let me get some of the more recent things. So Coin Operated is bullish on storage coins like Arweave. And then Noble says, how high can Gala go? There's a lot of Gala. Guys are really interested in Gala today. So Noble, by the way, hola to you. How high do I think? So 40 cents Gala. I just don't see a big game getting mass adoption. So I don't think it's going to get a parabolic run up. But they're the strongest in the gaming. And I'm a big gamer, man. I'm telling you right now, like, this is my gaming setup. Like, I game all night, man. That's how I do work, man. I like be gaming in between games. I like put things down, my thoughts. I have podcasts with while I'm playing a game. Kind of stimulates my mind. Kind of like some people doodle in class. It kind of helps them stay focused. I play games. And so very big into the gaming side. And I just don't see a big title taking over. Grit might be the best candidate, because I think with the battle royale thing. If you're not familiar, Grit is like a Western shooter battle royale. They did have a beta kind of version come out that you could play. Looked pretty good. I think it could be a lot more polished. It looks a lot more like PUBG than it does a Call of Duty, for example. So take that what you will. I think that the graphics are a little behind on that, but as far as comparatively speaking, for NFT-based game that offers, or a blockchain-based game that has NFTs. Now, I think Grit is more marketed as Grit is marketed towards gamers and not crypto, and it has crypto underneath it, so that's kind of interesting. Anyways, what are your thoughts on Filecoin? Big fan of Filecoin. If you are, where is Filecoin at? Filecoin, how far down this list are you? Filecoin number 35. Taking a look, $3.58. This was over 20 bucks, I think, earlier this year. Let's take a look. Oh, good lord, it was over 100 bucks. Wow. That's all I got to say, man. I didn't realize how far off Filecoin was from its all-time high. That's impressive, man. $3? That's a 50x. Huh. Well. Big fan of Filecoin. I didn't realize how far down they were. So Filecoin data management, leader in the space, ripe for explosion. I think this cracked the top 10 when it was at 160, 190. Look, good God, man. This might be one of your best. I might buy some Filecoin. I believe in the project. I'm just looking at where it is now compared to its all-time high. I think it'll cross all-time highs easily next bull run. They are a leader in the space, layer one, and I mean they have a $1 billion market cap. I mean, could they get a 50x 1 billion? Crack, yeah. Are you guys bullish on Filecoin? You guys like Filecoin? It's a boring coin. It ain't sexy, but it's got utility for days. Okay, cool. He says, I've been buying Filecoins since it's been $3. Yeah, man, you're a smart dude. You're out of the pack. $3. What a great return. I mean, I think Quant's kind of in the similar boat. Quant was as high as 300, but yeah, I mean even this, like, look at this. I mean, Quant is a 3x off of its all-time high, and I think Quant and Filecoin will probably perform similarly comparable. Wow, Filecoin returns are going to be monsterish. I mean, I'm just kind of looking at the coins right in the exact same spot. VeChain got to 20 cents. This is a 20x from all-time highs. Yeah. I like to look at all. I know other people like to look at charts, triangles, lines. That's cool. There's value there. I like to look at all-time highs. Where were you before? Because you're probably going to pass it, right? History has said that. History has said, hey, want to know what to expect out of the next bull run? Well, where was his all-time high? Add a little bit to it, right? You can do that with Bitcoin all day long. You know? Like, it was at 20,000 in 2018. What happened in the following bull market? 60,000. Okay. What's going to happen in 2025? Well, probably be 120,000, right? At least. Same kind of history with these altcoins. All right, let's see what else we got here. We got Berg says no, so not a Filecoin fan. Doesn't ADA do what Filecoin can? Yeah, I think ADA is kind of like trying to hedge the market. They're trying to do a little everything. They're getting into algorithmic stablecoins. They are the only thing ADA is really not trying to do is Oracle service. I think they have they have like 8 different oracles they use, Chainlink being one of them. But yeah, they're getting into DeFi. They're doing NFTs. They're doing the smart contracts. They're doing NFTs as far as digital identification. They're doing payments. They're doing education. They've partnered with Dish Network. The list goes on and on. One sector they're not touching though is oracles, and I haven't really heard much about data storage, honestly. I think it is something they're doing, but I don't know. I still think Filecoin would be one of the leaders. JG says, Big Rob, don't mean to be too personal, but do you miss a career as a chef, or is life much better now? So, you guys have a lot of questions about chef, man. We can do a whole chef show if you want. I spent all my life. I went to culinary school. I got an associate's degree there. I've worked for Michelin star restaurants, several of them. And so I worked in the high end. I started in the fast food game. I've also been a personal chef. I've done like private dinners. So if that's something you guys are interested in, I mean, I could talk about that all day. I have essentially 30 years of experience in that field. Now, as I've said before, I never stopped being a chef. And so for me, I don't exactly miss the hours as a chef. There are moments where I'm like, it'd be cool to be, but at the end of the day, remember, unless you own a restaurant, you're usually not given. Now there are exceptions, especially in the fine dining world, but generally speaking, you don't get the creative freedom if you don't own the restaurant. Which is kind of the one of the disappointing things about being a chef is that you want to create and build and show your artistic capabilities, and then you come up with a creation and you go to present it to the owner, or the executive chef, or your corporate chef, or whoever it is, and if you're not the owner of the restaurant, and unless it lines up with their palate and their vision, and then they're very likely to say, no, that's not what we do here. You know what? We're going to stick to what we do best. If you have we'll keep a burger restaurant as an example. Like, no, we're not going to start doing paninis because we've built our business model on burgers. That's what we do. If you want to create a new sauce, then that's cool, but don't stay inside the box. And so when you're an artist and you create and you're a chef, it's kind of disappointing to work for somebody and not be able to, to make something that people are going to like and enjoy. All right. Anyways, why don't I have a chef channel? You know what? I'll be honest with you. It's a very saturated market. So streaming video or streaming just chef. First of all, you can't stream because nobody wants to watch you cook live. And so then you have to build your brand as a chef through your videos, which have to be highly edited. And then on top of it, not only do you have to have a studio, or at least studio grade equipment. Ideally, if you wanted to be successful, you would have a studio and a kitchen in the studio, which would be extremely expensive. First of all, a studio in itself is going to cost you at least $250,000, if not $500,000. And then to build a kitchen in there is probably add another $250,000. And it can't just be a pretend kitchen. It's got to be a real kitchen with the ventilation. And so you're talking millions of dollars to get that thing off the ground. And then you're launching into a saturated market. So you really got to stand out. And you probably have to operate for 2 years, maybe 3 or 4, before you would see enough numbers to sustain the business model. So there's a lot of risk there. So that's why I haven't decided. That's why I chose. It was on the table. I'll be honest with you. I looked at crypto and I was like, hey, I know crypto. I've made money off of it. I made a lot of money off of it. I'm an expert in the field. People ask for my opinion, and I can talk about it confidently. And I streamed video games before, and so I had a streaming background, and I saw an opportunity in the market where there was lacking in this sector. There was not a lot of competition, and the content creators in crypto were producing a subpar product, in my opinion. Wasn't well researched, visually wasn't very satisfying, and a lot of people didn't put in a lot of effort into their content, in both in research and in equipment. I'm sorry, but if you expect to have millions of subscribers or hundreds of thousands of subscribers, and you can't go and purchase a DSLR camera or a mirrorless camera, you can't invest. You got to invest in yourself. There are exceptions. There's always exceptions. But no matter what field you go into, you got to invest in yourself. As a chef, I had to invest in my education. I had to invest my time in some crappy pay at an entry-level restaurant because I didn't have the credentials to go somewhere nice. So you got to invest in yourself. And so I looked at the content creators in YouTube for crypto, and people just got a webcam and that's it. I'm like, yeah, bro, if you're successful and all of a sudden you're a guru and you know everything about crypto, why the hell you got $100 webcam on your monitor and doing a show talking about how successful you are? It mathematically doesn't make sense to me, right? I mean, does it make sense to you? It's like somebody saying like, hey, I'm an expert on cars, and next thing you know, they got a Honda Excel, 1988 Honda Excel with rusted out doors and hubcaps. Would you take that person seriously? No. Not as a car enthusiast and a car expert, right? No, I wouldn't. So why do I take someone as a financial expert that knows crypto if they have a $100 webcam and they're shooting their video in their garage and their background looks like trash and they got things all around there? They're not investing in themselves. If you can't invest in a piece of hardware that records video that costs $1,000, then I think you're a hack. And this industry is full of them. And so I can do it better. That's that's how I look at it. I feel like I do a pretty damn good show. You guys like the show? Put a 1 in the chat if you like this show. Put a 1 in the damn chat if you like this show. Now, Chris says, George, webcam 2017. Like I said, there's exceptions. But you see where George lacks in the investment of his gear, he made up for it in his research. The man is well-spoken. He is educated. He is experienced. And the man has been through the trenches. And you know what? He knows his stuff. So he doesn't need an expensive camera, but he is an exception. He's an exception to the rule. Because the people I've seen with webcams, a host of those people I've seen with crap content to follow. I'm like, you got a webcam and you don't know what the hell you're talking about? Like, that's embarrassing, right? A lot of ones, man. Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate that. We got Pokemon up in here. We got Bullish E-Money. I've never even seen you before, so hola to you, brother. Del May 5, the Zero Bird, and to all of you, hola! Welcome to Sin City Crypto. Yeah. So, I mean, whatever endeavor you are, whatever profession or whatever career you're in, invest in yourself. It doesn't mean pour money into it. Investing in yourself can be just straight education, knowledge. Fortunately, you don't have to go to college. I learned how to build a high-end, top-notch video production studio with zero experience straight from the kitchen. How did I learn how to do that? Yeah, I streamed video games from OBS from my computer. That's cookie-cutter basics. I learned videography, video editing, graphic design, internet, networking. I learned all of this because I had the desire to create a product and I didn't have the education behind it, so I went and taught myself to do it. And it's all available. And unless you're trying to be a doctor or a lawyer or a very specific profession that requires a certain certification or a certain education, like a bachelor's degree or a master's, to be in that profession outside of those very niche profiles. You can teach yourself anything. You want to learn how to work on cars? You can do it. You want to go and be a master of whatever it is? You can go do it. I also left before I got into crypto as a profession, I did wine. I'm a sommelier as well. And for that, the amount of studying to be a sommelier, if you're not familiar, just Google. Google hardest exam in the world. Hardest exam in the world. You would think it's like the Navy SEALs. You would think it's some NASA thing, right? Hardest exam. No. Let me show you. Show you something. Hardest exam in the world. Hardest test in the world. Let's see here. No, it's not on here anymore. It used to be number one, at least on the very first thing here. Yeah, so sommelier is usually the top hit there. Yeah, see here. Oh, maybe that was the one. So, Master Sommelier Diploma, hardest exam in the world here. I did not pass. I'm not even trying to pretend that I passed this exam. I did not. I passed the level 2. The level 2 was years of studying. I failed the damn test the first time. I cried. Never cried very much, but I cried. Absolutely ridiculous. I mean, you gotta nail tasting. You gotta understand the flavors of wine, identify the region, the age, the oaking. The list goes on and on. Just by blind tasting a wine, and you're in this like closed off room that makes you hella nervous because you've been training for this damn thing forever. And anyways, so yeah, there's that. But you can achieve anything. Put your time into it, invest in yourself, whatever it is, and also good life choices make everything easier. You drink all day and you have a problem gambling, or you smoke weed every single minute of the day, and you sit on your couch and you melt in there, you don't get up, and you eat Doritos all day, you're going to have a very difficult time being successful. So, for one, you should start on yourself. You should invest in yourself, start on yourself. Mentally free yourself of dependencies and just focus on what you want to get done in life. All right, what else we got here? Gina says, been here the whole time. Thanks. Flavio says, what you talking about? Proctoic test? You talking about a proctology test? Okay. So David also says, FP says, investing in yourself can also mean work for yourself and able to take Mondays off. Yeah, one thing though, I will say that when you work for yourself, you try to become a business owner. Don't think that things get easier or you'll have a lot more time off. Essentially, it's kind of the opposite. So if you're looking to spend more time at home with the family, if that's your goal, that's like your mission. Hey, I want to be around for my kids' education or whatever it is. I want to be a family man. I'll tell you what, starting a business is probably the worst idea, right? Because it'll take you away. Yeah, you risk a lot of financial burden by trying to start your own business, but very rewarding if you can be successful. And the best chance of success for starting your own business is by heavily investing in yourself. And like I said, it doesn't have to be financially, but just take advice from other people too. Don't be hard-headed. You want to be successful. Ask questions. Go look at people in the industry. Sit down and talk to them. Learn about the mistakes they might have made, some misconceptions on an industry, especially if you're trying to dabble into a new industry you've never been in. It's always good to get new perspective from other people that had been through the ringer. I wish I would have talked to some people because I thought the chef thing was all glorious. Not to say it's not rewarding, but I had a different perception of what it was going to be a chef. and I think a lot of people do as well. So it would have been nice when I was younger, and little 16-year-old Big Rob, probably Little Rob at the time. It'd been nice to sit down and have an hour-long conversation with somebody that was a chef. Say they were 40 years old, they'd been through, and be like, hey, what should I expect as a profession from here? Culinary school, like things like that. So Lisa says thoughts on Gemini and DCG. We kind of discussed this earlier in the show. I'll just say that if DCG goes under, they're being investigated by the Justice Department and also the SEC. So I'd be very careful with that. I think doesn't look good, man. Doesn't look good. If they file for bankruptcy, it's gonna tank the market. I don't think we're going to see anything crazy like $3,000 Bitcoin, $10,000 Bitcoin. I don't think anything dramatic like that's going to happen. But definitely, I think we'll put in a new bottom, 14K, 15K. I think was on the table for sure. Carthick says they have another chance for a dump. So the markets in general, sure. And then also Lisa, hola to you. And then see what else we got here. Who else is talking? Questions. Any questions, thoughts? No. Let's see here. Said BTC is dumping. That's what Crunk C says. Is it dumping? Stop. It is not dumping. Stop it. Maybe on the 1 minute candle. Yeah, it went from 17,240 to 17,220. It is not dumping. Yeah, so I do think we've cleared the 17K mark. Crypto Ron says hola, and then yeah, you guys are talking some weird stuff, man. Talking about eating woolly mammoths and yeah, huh. All right. Well, I think actually I'm gonna wrap it up here. Okay, guys. So I ask all of you to join us at BitBoy Crypto. We will be on BitBoy Crypto's show tomorrow. His live show that he does in the mornings. He will be streaming from Sin City Crypto Studios. So we're excited. We'll be there as well. So it is only 12 hours from now. 12 hours. No, less than that. 11 hours. Gotta wake up soon to go do that thing. And then afterwards, we'll have hopefully Ben on our show. I'm not sure. I'm not exactly sure his schedule. So maybe we'll have him on our show. And then we will also have Rob from Digital Asset News on our show. And I'm not exactly sure. I think we're on Around the Blockchain tomorrow too. So pretty packed day. But what a good day to have a packed day when Bitcoin is breaking out and hitting numbers. All right. Yeah. See, even YouTube is telling me to get off. We buffered there, so yeah. It says no sound. Okay. All right. Anyways, thanks again, guys. Even my internet's telling me to get the hell off. All right. Well, anyways, I will talk to you guys later. Peace.